Sarà meglio la prossima volta.
Stronzo! Era mia la linea. E anche la curva.
Vuoi dire quella curva che alla fine volevi farti tutta a marcia indietro? Secondo me non le piacevi.
I want to ask you about what happened off set. Like, did you have any kind of bromance?
Bromance?
Yes.
More of a romance.
We invented, and maybe we
romantic
shoot
comedy.
A romantic comedy between Hunt and Lauda, always between the takes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad.
It was pretty good.
Romantic comedy in the sense that they were in love? Well, tell me about it.
No, just best of friends. Bromance, bromance.
Of course.
It's all the same thing. We had a great time. Sometimes you get lucky and you have someone who has the same sort of sense of humour and, you know, enthusiasm for what we're doing. And I think it was a daunting thing for both of us to walk into this film, you know, playing these two legends. And so any chance we could kind of break the tension and have a bit of fun in there we did, and it was great.
Tell me about fascination with cars. Do you think a car can define a status of a man nowadays? Are you like that?
Well, I think cars still reflect, who a person wants to be, how they want to be seen. Me, I drive Chevy Suburbans and Volvos because I'm still kind of a family guy. My kids are grown, but now I have grandkids, and they're around me all the time, and they're the joy of my life. But I've never been a guy who's excited about fast cars. Mm-hmm. I know that's criminal to say in the land of Ferrari, and in fact, I visited the factory. Mr. Monticello gave me a tour. It was fantastic. Niki Lauda drove me around the track really fast a couple of times. It was cool. And on the way out, somebody said, "Well, maybe you'd like to own a Ferrari." And of course, I very politely said, "Sure." And of course, I suppose I would. But a Ferrari would be entirely wasted on me.
Guarda, non dovrei dirlo qui, ma è una cosa che io detesto, questa, l'idea che un uomo venga rappresentato dalle cose che ha. È proprio una cosa lontana da me. A me piacciono le automobili. Paradossalmente ho una passione per le auto d'epoca da guardare, non sono un collezionista, però le linee di quegli anni o anche degli anni precedenti mi piacciono molto.
Do you remember, guys, when you first had your first car, for example? How did you feel? Like the coolest guy in town?
My car was a piece of junk. Yeah. My first car. It had rust all through it, so it had holes in the trunk of the car or the boot, and it used to suck in exhaust fumes. So I'd drive the car and get very tired. So I'd only drive for like 20 minutes at a time.
But you had a surfboard on it, so
you
were the cool guy.
And I had a little mattress in the back of the ute thing, and I'd sleep in it and go surfing. And
really?
Yeah, my car was more functional than the aesthetic kind of imagery of it, I wasn't into having a fancy car, Mm-hmm. I couldn't afford one anyway.
Tell what can you tell me about it first?
Yeah, skateboard.
I have two old timers. I have an Alfa Romeo Giulia from '66 and a Peugeot in orange convertible. Not fancy cars, but cool cars. And I always loved old timers, so yeah.
We had a Peugeot 504, I think, and an Alfa Romeo. That's
convertible?
No.
But these days in Frankfurt there is a special exhibition on cars, and I would like to know if you think if technology can affect the relationship between man and car.
I mean, there's certainly something nostalgic about an old car and the smell and the history of it, and I remember the smell of the old leather seats that were in one car we had, and you don't get that the newer cars you get, and everything becomes, I don't know, the more advanced things become and clinical and clean and.
That's why it was interesting to drive the Formula 3 cars, because there's nothing there. It's just pure.
Well, and you also don't have all the support of the power steering and the brake system is different. So you're kind of muscling the car as opposed to, cars almost drive themselves these days. I guess.
I want to ask you, when was the last time you had a speed ticket?
I have never received one.
Really?
I swear to God, no traffic citation, red light, speed, nothing.
Yeah.
You could say I'm a slow driver, or you could say I'm very good at avoiding the police.
50-50.
Criminal minds,
You don't have speed limit in Germany, which makes life much easier.
Quante multe hai preso?
Un fottio di multe. Credo di doverne anche pagare ancora qualcuno, ma tanto mi arriveranno.
I always ask, what was the poster hanging on your wall when you were a kid?
The poster?
The poster hanging on your wall.
I had a
Well,
coach
now
with
it's
Cindy
Chris,
Crawford.
but when I was a kid,
Now it's Daniel. Cindy Crawford
All
and
right.
Elle Macpherson. I remember as a
yes.
kid.
Oh, yeah.
And then surfing pictures. I'd like, pictures of waves and
Done.
It was bands probably, I don't know, at that time, Oasis.
All right.
Probably and Letizia Casta. Under the bed.
When I was a kid, I had posters from Frank Capra, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and Mike Nichols, The Graduate, and also John Ford, The Grapes of Wrath, and Darling Clementine. And those are the first movies that I really fell in love with.
Te lo dico,
Dai.
tutta la Roma dello scudetto, ma una per uno, eh. Era un inserto credo del Messaggero o del Tempo dell'82. Tutti, da Oddi e Nappi, gente dimenticata.
Quindi piuttosto che vedere il Gran Premio stavi davanti allo stadio sempre?
Stavo allo stadio, non davanti allo stadio, cioè, entravo ogni tanto, dici, no, ci andavo allo stadio. Io sono appassionato di calcio, lo so, uomo medio, italiano, c'est moi.
Auto nuova.
Ho notato.
Pole position.
Ho notato anche questo.
Siamo alla pari ora, mio amabile Topolino.
Sì. Vediamo dove sei dopo il primo giro. Anzi, vediamo dove sei tra 5 Gran Premi.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
You barely risked a lot when yesterday you poked fun at Ferraris, at Italian gangsters.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous coming here. Thanks, buddy.